I have this morning the pleasure of speaking with Secretary of Veterans Affairs, the Honorable Eric Shinseki. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thanks, Lonnie. Good to be here.
Yeah, great speech today. I know there was lots of hustle and bustle in the room and talk, and people are very excited about a lot of the things that you said and addressed. So just to follow up on a few things. I know you talked a lot about, and it's a goal of yours, to break the back of the backlog over at VA, and there's lots of pilot programs going on. So I see also locally here in Providence that the regional benefits offices, you're launching a pilot program here.
That's true.
In November. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Sure. It's one of 4 pilots that we have matured. Here in Providence, the initial pilot was about automation. We did another pilot in Pittsburgh that talked about changing the relationship with veterans, how to prepare that best case possible for a claim. And then in Little Rock there was another effort to pilot business process re-engineering. Finally, a 4th pilot, these were preliminary pilots that led to the decision you're asking about, was a virtual regional office. How do we take the learning that comes out of Pittsburgh and Little Rock and Providence's efforts to automate and put together a regional office of the future, a virtual one. The next phase out of what we learned there was to then put pilots in place that would capitalize on all of that. And the pilot that's going to start taking place this fall here in Providence is a follow-on to its automation work, and it is a paperless regional office.
Oh,
how
great.
do we take all the paper we have today,
Sure.
convert it to electrons, and because of their work in automation, that's why this pilot, the VRMS, that is going to take a paperless approach. It's being cited here in Providence, and we're excited about it. We think there are going to be great things that come out of that.
Yeah, and I see along the same lines in Indiana, the VA Medical Center there is also launching a pilot program about electronic medical records, getting those, I guess, also available virtually to folks. So.
Sure. This is an offshoot of our work in VLER, V-L-E-R, the Virtual Lifetime Electronic Record. We decided a long time ago, DOD and VA, that the only way that we're going to get to this seamless transition of military folks taking off their uniforms and then becoming a part of the VA and having their records available to them was to create this virtual lifetime electronic record so that while they're serving in the military, both their personnel and administrative records as well as their healthcare records are being put on an electronic database, and at the same time those databases are being replicated in the VA so that whether they serve for 3 years or 30, when the uniform comes off, we already have that information that we need. We've worked at this now for about 20 months. We've taken VLER, Virtual Lifetime Electronic Record, that whole concept. We went out to San Diego and demonstrated we could exchange healthcare records with Kaiser Permanente.
Okay.
We are now down in the Tidewater region of Virginia doing the same thing. And so this is another piece of it. In Indianapolis, they have a very good healthcare system, multiple hospitals under a program, an organization called the Regan Streif Institute. And they are doing this today amongst those hospitals, not all of them in the same system. So they've demonstrated a level of expertise here.
Okay.
We want to be sure that we're a part of it. So we have now entered into an agreement with them where we're going to begin exchanging our records of veterans in those areas, living in the Indianapolis area, veterans who have signed authorization that they are willing to let us do this. Sure. And we expect we're going to get good support from the veterans because many of them get part of their care in the VA and also their care in the civilian hospitals.
Yes. Okay, great. You talked a little bit about the increase in funding.
Sure.
How do you keep, I guess, the momentum going for this vital funding? I know that, I can't remember the exact number, the increase for 2011 and then 2012. How do you keep, I guess, the momentum going for that
Well,
funding?
we have made very compelling arguments for the kind of funding support we've received. And by the way, this funding support would not be possible without, the President's personal attention to this and support for it.
Yes.
I must tell you that he knows a lot more about this than I did when I arrived 20 months ago. Just recall that he had served on the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. So he understood sort of the challenges that VA and veterans faced, and he, his charter to me was make this right, put in place the changes that is going to make VA a world-class organization for the 21st century. And so these resources are partially a result of that insight from the President, but it's also the result of hard work on the part of VA to make the compelling argument for why this is needed and how it will be used. So good support from the President in 2010, 16% increase over the 2009 budget, as I indicated, largest 16% increase, largest in 30 years. And then we are, in 2011, receiving another 10% increase above the 2010 budget.
Okay.
So two strong years of budgeting. Frankly, you can't expect that kind of budgeting each year, double-digit budgets. And so it's incumbent upon us to make wise investments, to get the return on those investments, demonstrate what we have done with it, and then begin to look at how we begin to control the cost growth inside the VA so that we can free up more of those funds and put it back directly into veterans care.